Hey guys, so this is going to be a video explaining different ways which you can heal a tattoo. As a disclaimer though, it's best to follow your tattooist. I'm not a tattoo artist in any way, shape or form. These are just some of the ways that people have done it and how they've healed their tattoo. And there's two of them which I've actually done as well. It's just like experience and everything. As I always say, if you don't follow a tattoo artist and something happens and you go to your tattoo artist and they ask you, have you done what I've told you, and you haven't, then you kind of in the shit, because they're less likely wanting to help you because you've not even listened to a word that they've said. But anyway, so I'll start off with the most controversial one, and that is the 3-day wrap. Now, if you don't know what that is basically usually most of the time, tattoo artists will recommend that you, once you take off the cling film and wash it, do not reattach, do not rewrap it. Now, this is the one that tattoo shop that I actually go to, that's what these recommend, is the 3-day wrap. So with this, what happens is you leave, obviously initially the tattoo you and everything, you leave that wrap on for at least a minimum of 2 hours, and then you go and wash it, and then you rewrap it with cling film. And you do this, and obviously you wash it as well. Every time you wash it, you reapply the cling film. The whole idea of that is it's supposed to stop it from scabbing. Now, it does help a little bit. Obviously, you're still gonna get scabs, but I found that I obviously as well, it depends on how you heal as well. I found that I don't get as much thick scabs, like really thick scabs, which I've had in the past with the tattoo. I find that I don't get them if I obviously do the but the whole idea is obviously you're supposed to keep the tattoo moisturized as possible. Well, not moisturized, because it's not basically you're not meant to have it dry out, because that's when the scabs during them 3 days is the crucial one, is where scabs will start to form and whatever. So there's that way. For me, I find that one works the best. The other way, which every tattooist would recommend, is literally as soon as you get home, once you've washed it, do not rewrap it. Do not rewrap it at all. This one I find is a bit dodgy, because my tattooist doesn't recommend you put creams on in the first two to 3 days of getting it healed, getting it tattooed. So it's the tattoo is then more likely to get dry or whatever. But usually, if you do it that way, they will tell you to moisturize. Obviously, it depends from tattooist, but my tattooist doesn't recommend you put anything on it for the 2 to 3 days. There's that way. The only problem with that way is when you come to sleep and you wake up, because obviously the first few days, ink and everything, plasma is going to be leaking, and it kind of sticks to your sheet. I've had it where my tattoo's literally stuck to my sheet. If that ever happens, do not pull it off. Like, go to your shower, wet it, wash it, you know what I mean, and it'll eventually just come off instead of like yanking it off. Do not do that. But yeah, there's that way. I've noticed doing it that way instead of doing the 3-day clinging is that I've had it where my scabs are a lot more thicker, whereas like my recent one here on my on my side, I did a video of it, the scabs are a lot thinner and they're flaking, you know what I mean, whereas before, when I did it that way, I did get quite chunky scabs that did take a while to like form away. And then there's the final one. That one is dry heal, when you don't put anything on it whatsoever. And there's a few people that will say, why would you moisturize it? Because, you know, you don't do that with a cut, but it's a bit different. Personally, I have to moisturize at some point, especially when it's really itchy, because I can't deal with it. It helps as well when it comes to the flaking stage, that the flakes don't when they do come off the body, they don't tear at it, you know what I mean? It's supposed to help lubricate the tattoo during that process. Obviously, again, some people will not dry heal whatsoever. I personally have not dry healed a tattoo just because I need some sort of moisture, because the itching is because obviously if you moisturize as well, that does help with the itching. But as the different ways that people heal a tattoo, as I said, I do the 3-day wrap. I know that is the most controversial one, because people say, well, the moisture and everything, you harbour germs, you know, bacteria, stuff like that. I've not had an infection from any of my tattoos. As long as you're changing it, because I change mine three times a day when I do it that way. As long as you're changing it, it's fine, and it's literally only for 3 days. 2 being the minimum, but I'm not had any issues. I can understand why people are a bit dubious about it, but personally, I feel that one works the best for me. And as I said, it just depends on how you heal. Like, if I didn't scab as much during the first 2 days, I probably wouldn't bother with the cling film wrap, because I hate cling film. Like, me and cling film are enemies. I can't stand it so much. Then I wouldn't bother, but because that way helps, you know, heal my tattoo a little bit better, then I do prefer the 3-day wrap. But yeah, that's it for this video. So bye guys.